Good morning. It is day 97 on the Pacific Crest Trail, and it's surprisingly warm today. I thought being on a ridge would mean being pretty cold with the wind, but there's barely a breeze, and it's fairly sunny, so it seems like a lovely start to the day, except for the fact that I woke up to find that some of my stuff had been nibbled on a little bit by some mice, so I think, see, yeah, that thing on my poles, and then there are some holes in the doors of the inner of my tent, which is not ideal, but I can tape everything up, so it's not the worst. Um, Other than that, today should be a bit of an interesting one. Number one, because it's a similar situation to about 2 days ago, where I'm going about 4,000 feet pretty much straight down, and then like 3,500 feet pretty much straight back up again. So doing the first bit over 16 miles or so, and then the last bit over about 10. So it should be similar. Technically, the day is shorter than 2 days ago. It's only about 27 miles today, but it'll be a bit painful to finish. We'll see. And also, in about 10 miles time, there was a fire about 5 years ago where there's still a lot of blowdowns and just dead trees and overgrowth everywhere. So the trail is closed. There'll be a little bit of road walking today. I think it's only about 3 miles to avoid the worst of it. But yeah, we shall see how that goes, and I will catch up with you in a little bit.
Hello again. So today was one that I think could have been one of the most miserable days so far, at least on paper. Like, it was really, really hot. The road walk added like a mile and a half and was not comfortable. It was like up and down. There were so many blowdowns from the fire. There was a massive hill, like 3,700 feet of elevation gain to finish the day. And yet it wasn't. So to begin with, I was going to say that it's felt over the last few days that I am still kind of in between bubbles of people. I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 hikers a day, but today I came across a whole bunch of at least 6 at lunchtime. So I think I'm making some progress catching up with people. A really nice lunch spot. It's right next to a river that had everything I needed, like flowing water that wasn't that cold, so I was able to wash off my legs and do some sock laundry, which was great because just the clumped up dirt in my socks was, I think, giving me blisters actually. So yeah, really nice to do that. I've also, another thing to add to the misery list, I have realised that just because I'm out of the Sierras doesn't mean I'm not burning a whole bunch of calories, especially now I'm walking 25 miles plus a day, so I'm super hungry today. And then, it turns out the burn zones, it wasn't just that 3 miles. It was basically the entirety of today. It was just that 3 miles that was a road walk. It was an experience to go through that much of a burn zone. So it happened about 5 years ago, and there were various levels of kind of regrowth around. Varied from things like cute tiny little pine trees that made me happy for the future, and then also a whole bunch of Colorado whitethorn that just slashed my legs and made me sad. Again, more misery. It's also interesting walking through and knowing what the burn zone would have looked like normally, before the fire came through. Just having walked through very similar landscapes the last few days. Started walking through a whole bunch of burn zones, got to the bit where it was a road walk, and I have to say, super, super grateful for all the volunteers that have come through and cleared the road, because I cannot imagine what it would have been like if the whole day was going over blowdowns and things like that. If blowdowns have taught me anything, it's that I should pay more attention to what I'm doing. I took a little clip of what my legs look like at the moment, and it's all just rocks and logs that I'm trying to step over, and it's usually my trailing leg, and for some reason I just don't lift it up high enough, so I keep scratching myself, and that was very frustrating today. I got about 4 new scratches. But yeah, so I did start off the day, I think, in a little bit of a negative headspace. I was going along, I think it was when I was on the road, thinking if this, depending on how long this takes, I might not get to the point I want to, which is never a good way to be thinking, like not like thinking that you're not going to get to your destination. But there was this comment on Far Out from someone about the spot that I was trying to get to, that kind of summed it all up and served as inspiration at the same time. Like it really was, I feel very trained for hurdles now, and yeah, so that, along with when it got to lunchtime, I promised myself I'd have a big lunch to cheer me up and fuel me for the rest of the day. So I had some spare food. Oh, another thing to add to the misery list, the stomach issues had come back, which I think I'm going to blame the protein bars that I got from Grocery Outlet. I don't know if it's like the soy protein in them, or I don't know if it is even them, but that's what I'm going to blame, so I'm not going to get them next time and hope for better results. But yeah, the afternoon, like early afternoon, was kind of the worst of it. It was just hot. I was in pain, uncomfortable, annoyed at all the blowdowns that were slashing up my legs. But then after lunch, fueled myself up, got going, promised myself that I'd go slow, and I did. I just went at a nice pace. I put a new audiobook on, Circe by Madeline Miller, and that, yeah, really good so far. Enjoying it, and it got me through. Like, I was going faster than I thought I would. Luckily, also, as the day went on, it cooled down quite a lot. The sun was the other side of the hill, so I was in quite a lot of shade. I was a bit worried that it'd be really exposed, but it was a lot of uphill. Like it was definitely a lot, but I just maintained a good steady pace, carried on through, and before I knew it, I was at this really, really awesome spot where the hikers that I met at lunch are also there, and now we're just cowboying and very much looking forward to an epic sunrise. In other highlights of the day, I also saw a small rattlesnake. I got hissed at again and rattled at, so that was something. And there are also all of these little signs, so attached, like almost stapled to trees, I think old like PCT symbols that have since worn away, so they're just like blank metal, and someone's been writing with a Sharpie just like little messages of inspiration, some more effective than others, but still just an extra little highlight to look out for. So yeah, I've made it to where I wanted to. The day ended up being like 29 miles instead of 27, but I am feeling okay. I'm not drained, I'm not miserable. I'm very much looking forward to an 8-mile walk tomorrow, to get me into town, to get me to a hitch spot, where I'll then get into town and enjoy Quincy for a day. I've got a trail angel sorted, so I've got somewhere to stay. Just need to get in, but it's the same situation with the other hikers I'm with, so it seems like we're all going to hitch in together. But yeah, a lot to look forward to tomorrow. I will see you there.